Good morning, News AF fam. Ready to go. Everybody coming in, paying their respects to Klarna.
Hail Klarna.
Hail Klarna.
Blessed be Klarna.
Under Klarna's eye.
Mhm.
Yeah. under Klarna's all-knowing eye.
Yeah.
The omnipotent Klarna.
I think last week we had something too, and I can't remember what it was.
Another really good thing.
I think we had another really good thing last week.
What was our good thing last week, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Come
Let me
on,
see
guys,
if I could find it in the YouTube comments from last episode. Please and thank you.
Oh yeah. Didn't use it at all in the past week.
Please and thank you. Hitting him up with a double whammy. Yeah. Yeah. Under Klarna's eye, please and thank you.
Yep. Okay. All right. You ready to turn this thing on? Let me just get my
Pete says
music.
White smoke means we have a new Klarna.
It means that a new age of Klarna has begun.
Yes. The rising of a new Klarna.
A rising of a new Klarna. Yep.
We should get Klarna to sponsor this thing. If we could have all of our listeners just reach out to Klarna any way they can find and tell them there's a podcast that celebrates all things Klarna.
Yeah.
Klarna is just a digital payday loan. Kind of like
whoa. Don't minimize.
What do you mean jest?
I wouldn't want, I mean, obviously I'll take their money, but at the same time.
You think it's a cash for gold place?
No, I just mean it's like one of those places that preys on people's need for immediate satisfaction in order to make them theirs.
Yes, hell Klarna.
Come under the all-seeing eye of Klarna.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you get it. Yeah.
All right. Ready?
Yes, ready.
Hey, everybody. What's going on? Rob Cesternino back again to talk with you about the week's most interesting news stories for the week of April 29th, 2025, here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yeah, that's right. With the actual factual news here once again to talk about what's happening in our world here, explained by three man-children every week.
I thought you were going to say wise men.
No.
Let's be honest.
Back with us, it's America's dad, pickleball's top influencer, Tyson Apostol. Tyson, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing so great. I'm doing really good. Allergy season is upon us, and I usually don't get too sniffly or sneezy. I get a little sneezy if I'm like really in the thick of it. But otherwise, my eyes are just so bloodshot and itchy.
Yeah.
And it grosses me out just to look at myself.
Due to our alien ancestor DNA mixing with the Neanderthal DNA.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah, because they're not familiar with their alien DNA is not familiar with the environment.
It's true. That
the
part
two things are attacking each other inside our bodies, our immune systems and nature.
Wow.
Battling it out.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we do what we can here, just buy eye drops, and other than that,
liquids in every orifice.
Not every orifice. Life is good. Danny, liquids in every orifice.
Liquids in every orifice. Boobs and tubes.
Boobs and tubes.
After last week's podcast, I did have a moment where I regretted saying boobs and tubes. But then I realized that I was referring to my 13-year-old self. And that honestly is pretty much an interpretation of my understanding of women. That's it. So I wasn't ashamed of that. I'm like, that's probably what I was thinking. So
yeah. And what was your family's response to the podcast?
I haven't seen anyone yet. Liz hasn't commented on it.
Which means she's mad.
Silence would indicate real anger.
Rage, yes.
Yeah, rage. But I don't think that kind of conversation. I think she would just talk at me a lot about my lack of understanding, which is fair. I don't know much, so
there's how else are you going to learn?
Yeah,
you can leave an angry comment.
Yeah, she leaves angry comments all the time. As she leaves the room, she leaves them there in the room
on your message board,
just in my ears.
I thought she got on YouTube and commented on our channel.
Secretly, she's just trolling me. I guess that's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liz just posted an angry face emoji in the chat.
Yep. She's tuning in live.
Oh my gosh.
Did you tell her she could watch this live? Does she know?
She knows.
Okay.
She knows. She's always like one episode behind, which is kind of good.
Well, yeah. Can't join us live if you're an episode behind.
Yeah. And if you're always behind, like then by that time you're like, that happened so long ago, Liz. You can't be mad at me for that now.
That was last week's episode.
Yeah, that was like that was 7 to 14 days.
Yeah, I apologized on this week's episode. You didn't hear it yet.
7 to 14 days ago. Can't.
Or you just say, no, don't get mad. You haven't heard the most recent one. It'll explain everything.
Yeah.
So hold off.
I've changed.
It all ties together.
Yeah, it all ties together. Trust me.
Yeah.
Just wait.
I just say that for the podcast. That's not how I really feel.
Yeah, all these things.
I play a character on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm Danny Bryson, the fat voiced Danny.
At home, I'm Danny Bryson. Online, I'm Vascular D.
That's right.
Two very different people.
Yes.
It's my alter ego. All right. Everything else good, Danny?
Yeah, guys, I am a professional musician now. I just got my first payout.
Whoa.
And
yeah.
Give us a number value on that.
Not very much.
Wow.
Well,
$100. $100.
Oh,
$100.
So let's see. Wait. What is that per month? That's I released it February 3rd, my hot album. So it's been about 3 months. So $30 a month.
$33 a month. Wow.
That's like a McDonald's.
You can get Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Netflix pays for itself in your house.
Yeah. We'll see if it continues. I had that initial bump, for my music, but it
might
kind of leveled out to like this very small flow of listens. People who accidentally stumble upon it and listen to it. That's where I'm at.
And they're like, I accidentally listened to something. What if it's like an Among Us situation where it's been created and years down the road, all of a sudden it gets discovered? And
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Is that what happened with Among Us? It was old
and then game.
And then the pandemic helped it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have hope for you, Danny, that could work out. I get paid out of Facebook Creator Fund, and sometimes I'll see checks come in that are under $1.
Wow, you think they wouldn't waste their time?
You'd think they wouldn't, but they do. I get notifications that I just got a 90-cent deposit from Facebook.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know what is the Facebook Creator Fund.
Well, it's the Instagram Reels bonus, and Facebook does the same thing in conjunction. And so I'll get 2 checks monthly, one from Instagram and one from Facebook, and they're very similar in value. So it'll be like, Facebook sent you 60 cents. Instagram sent you $1.12. And you're like, okay, why?
Yeah, maybe 100 years ago, that would be worth something. You go to a movie and get yourself a Coke, but
yeah. And TikTok does the same thing, but their creator fund is way better. I'll get a few $100 a month from TikTok.
Oh, wow.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Take the wife out for a nice meal?
No, I probably just spend it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
On Artisan.com.
Artisan.corn.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about it's a bunch of stories to get into. And I guess I want to start off by talking about the Fyre Festival, which very quietly this past week, they announced it was not going to happen. Canceled. It was scheduled to be May 30th to June 2nd, 2025. Believe it or not, a lack of interest in Fyre Festival 2.
Well, how can they take everyone's money if they don't get people there? If you cancel, you probably have to give a lot of that money back.
Hopefully
they do. They're supposed to give the money back. No word on that. But that furthermore, the Fyre Festival brand is now on sale.
For free?
Yeah.
Can we Klarna it?
Bring it into the Klarna family.
no,
under the Klarna
use
umbrella.
Klarna to
use
buy
Klarna to
it.
purchase it.
Then, then have another Fyre Festival, pay off the Klarna with the ticket prices.
3 payments of $33.33.
Why don't you just name it something else instead of Fyre
Because
Festival?
Fyre, Fyre, is just, that's sick.
Too good.
That's
it's too good to just leave
out in the open for anyone to take.
Yeah, that's true. Who's going to buy this, do you think? Elon Musk?
Well, let's see. I mean, I guess that somebody like if somebody could do something with it and then make it like, okay, now it's awesome. We bought Fyre Festival.
Like
Jay-Z.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates.
Bet he could do something with this.
Flava Flav.
I don't think anybody wants this.
Yeah.
I could be proven wrong. Maybe he'll make a ton of money selling this brand name, but I don't see it, and I'm not interested.
What if Musk buys it and then changes the name to X Festival?
And
And
pays
then,
$1 million just to change it.
yeah. No, 100 trillion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's on the website, everything that you can put in to make an offer for the brand to buy it. This is from Fyre.mx.
Can I pay him in gift cards? Leftover gift cards?
I think they're listening to interesting trades.
Yeah.
Is there a way we can prank these guys? If we can get like 500,000 people to all submit ridiculous requests on there so that they just have to go through it all?
I guess so, but if we can get 5 million people to do stuff like that, then we're wasting our time pranking the Fyre Festival.
We should buy Fyre Festival and get
time to start a church. If you've got 5 million people.
Yeah, we should buy the Fyre Festival and then have all of our people come.
Hell, Klarna. We have a church, dude.
Yeah, but we need to iron out some details.
Yeah.
And we need 5 million people.
Well, so you know how a lot of churches, they just like take 10% of their people's income?
Or they pass around the plates?
Yeah, or they pass around the plates. What if we charged 50% of their income and also passed around the plates?
But they can pay in installments, obviously.
Obviously.
Right?
Yes.
3 easy installments.
Correct. Well, yeah, because Klarna pays us up front and then they pay Klarna, I think.
So I'm excited. How long until I have a private jet?
Maybe should Klarna buy the Fyre Festival, and then basically if you can't pay Klarna back, then you have to attend. It's like some kind of like
a prison sentence.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And if you're a band who couldn't pay back your loans, you have to perform.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a great place. And in debtor's prison, but it's kind of a festival.
Yeah. So the only artist scheduled to appear at Fyre Festival 2 was retired NFL player Antonio Brown.
Oh, of course. That actually makes perfect sense.
That's very cool.
That he would perform.
I don't know what he was performing, but he's kind of a big Twitter presence.
Yeah. Maybe he was going to Twit live stream while they played like electric dance music in the background.
Yeah. So the Fyre Festival 2 is canceled. The brand is for sale, and no word on what comes next.
Is it a fire sale?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I got one. Yeah. I just want this to die. Like this whole Fyre Festival thing to go away.
It won't.
Yeah.
It'll never.
I think this is the last time we talk about it is right now.
You think so?
Somebody steps up and buys it.
Someone buys it.
No, I think this is the last we've heard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the last we've heard of the Fyre Festival.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, if anybody steps up to buy it, man, what about Gene Simmons? I feel like he's always trying to sell stuff.
He wants them to give him money to take it.
The Kiss should play the Fyre Festival.
Why not? They
I mean, they had to cancel their tour. They need a place to play.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about this article about this was some big story about somebody who was just got sent to jail for 3 years for changing the nutritional menus at Disney and hacking into the parks. At Walt
Hacking
Disney
into
World.
Disney Park. When I
Yes.
first saw this, okay, the first headline I saw for this was man hacks Disney and does some dangerous changes. I thought in my mind that he had somehow hacked the roller coasters to run indefinitely, something really mastermindy. And then, while this is super dangerous, not quite what I expected.
Yeah. So, yeah, he hacked the menus at the different restaurants to do things like messing with the nutritional information and say that certain foods were safe from allergens when they actually weren't.
Yeah,
Wow,
potentially
that's
deadly.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
the roller coaster thing is less of a danger, it seems like.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't break.
What was
sure.
the
Yeah.
roller coaster thing?
Just let it run forever. People
Mm.
puking everywhere. Maybe the teacups never stop spinning. They have to
Mhm.
like
Oh my
chop her
gosh.
in, a
Yeah.
rescue crew to haul people out of the teacups.
They come down with a rope, and then when they grab the teacup, they start spinning, but then they
Yeah.
pull someone and man, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
instead he did this.
Yeah.
He took
Yeah.
items that had peanuts in them and said they were peanut free.
He's trying to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Like get a life. But he
Or
also
do something hilarious. Like, why
Well,
didn't he do something funny?
he did put some profane language into the menu. He did change the prices. He should have made the prices lower.
Yeah.
He'd
that's
be a
good
hero.
one.
He'd be like
Yeah.
Robin Hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
He should have said no mayo was on the sandwich, and then we could have gotten Tyson out there to eat a sandwich with
Oh
mayo.
my gosh, I would have lost my
Mhm.
mind.
Yeah.
I've been
Uh,
places before where they've done secret mayo, and you're
Ma-
like, it's not even on it doesn't even say it in the build of the sandwich. And they're like,
Mhm.
well, I don't know. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you didn't say no mayo. I was like, you didn't say there was mayo. Now it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Now I'm mad about that time.
Sentenced to 3 years.
Sentenced to 3
this?
years. He also did some things like he locked Disney employees out of their accounts. He changed the menu, wine menu regions to reference recent mass shootings. And he also put a swastika on one menu.
That's why you have to, right before you fire someone, have them come out to do something away from all of the computers. And, like on Arrested Development, they'd come out to unload or bring in new computers, and then he'd fire them all out in the parking lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Seems like a strategy like that would be good here. But in the article I read, I felt like he knew this was going to happen. And so he had a lot of time to put things in order.
Oh, so that there were less things that they ultimately, like he fixed them?
No, that there were signs that he was going to be fired. So he started laying the groundwork for all of this hacking.
He's like, there's signs I'm going to be fired? Well, then I'll mess with your signs.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas if you would just surprise him out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and then like had him escorted out, it seems like you could save yourself the
Yeah,
pain
you
of
just
the
have
whole business.
security there waiting at his desk in the morning as he rolls in, and they're like, no. What's your password? And you're
Eager
out
to
here.
tase,
Yeah.
like just an itchy taser finger.
Itchy taser finger.
Yeah.
Wow,
Just the guy gives
hardcore.
you any problems.
Yeah, Danny's a corporate man. None of this went live though. Docs in the chat says that he had it all set to go and it did not. So don't worry. Nobody ate peanuts that wasn't supposed to. That was all. They caught it. My brother-in-law called me once and was like, there's a glitch in Facebook where you can actually, if you go through a certain direction through, you can access anybody's account and change their profile. You could change the president of the United States. You could change anybody's. I was like,
Whoa.
tell me how. And he's like, no. And I was like, come on. He's like, no, because CIA will immediately show up to your door and they'll realize you're not smart enough to have figured out this. And then they're going to show up at my door. And I was
Wow.
like,
And it was real?
it was real. So what he does, he'll find glitches like that and then send the information to Facebook, and then Facebook sends him like a $500 check.
Okay.
$500.
Hey,
Yeah,
better
it's
than
not a
the
lot.
check they're sending you, right?
That's right.
Forget the Facebook Creator Fund.
Yeah. I got to start finding glitches.
You'd be on there all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found a
So-
glitch that I go on and then I just see like a bunch of like AI groups that I get invited to.
That's not
Really?
a glitch.
Money, please. Yeah.
No, that's not a glitch. That's
Oh.
intentional.
Yeah.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. of Facebook?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a feature.
Yeah, that's a new feature.
All
that
the AI garbage.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg came up with on his own.
All right, this is a sad story or kind of a crazy one about a family in Toronto where an Uber driver drove away with one of their children in the car, sleeping in the back seat while mom was unloading the other kids from the vehicle, and then the Uber drove away with the little girl. And then the mom was having a very hard time getting a hold of the Uber driver. They wouldn't connect her.
Was the kid asleep?
Yeah, the kid was sleeping.
Yeah, that's happened.
Just let him sleep, It's hard because it's hard to get kids to go to sleep. So may as well just
pay the Uber driver to drive her around, keep her asleep.
The Uber driver's going to figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
Probably.
But the mom was panicked that the Uber driver drove away. And Uber was like, no, we won't connect you to the Uber driver. You can't can reconnect with your old Uber driver after they leave.
Yeah. So then what did they do? Did they personally reach out to the Uber driver?
So finally, the police located the driver about 90 minutes later.
Whoa.
Wow. That is a long time.
Yeah.
That's a really long time. Do you think the mom was wigging out at that point?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, an hour and a half is a very long time.
Yeah, but that kid was well rested. And the happiest they'd ever been, probably.
Yeah.
So well.
And so they did get the daughter back. The mom wanted financial compensation.
Okay.
Oh, she wasn't charged for the extra driving with the kid being in the car?
No, she wasn't charged for the extra driving, but she did get a $10 Uber credit after all this.
Hilarious. Yes.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. The woman asked for money and you're like, so what happened? She's like, I left my kid in the car. It's like, oh, so that's on you. That's hard because I get out of Ubers and I'm always like running to the trunk as fast as I can to grab my bag. Like they could just speed away with all my gear.
Yeah. I always think that too. Luckily, when they get out, I feel a lot better. Like he's out. Now I could take his car.
Yeah. No. Here we go.
Yeah. You don't even know, bro.
So I've never had that happen, but I'm always very aware of like, don't let this guy, because I know there's no way I'm getting in touch with this person again. So yeah, that's
if you lose something in the Uber, forget it.
Yeah.
Imagine that review for that Uber driver. 1 star, drove away with my kid. You're never going to pick that driver when he shows up as an option.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, what?
Yeah. Yeah. It's it was a lot. So yeah, I don't know. I think financial compensation, I think $10 gift card is hilarious. Like
it's like an insult. It's like a slap in the face.
Unless it depends really how much $10 means to this woman, but generally
in Canada.
No, not in Canada. Is that where it is in Canada?
That's where it happened.
Toronto.
Yeah. 10 Canadian dollars.
10 Canadian dollars is even less.
How much cheese is that in cheese dollars?
That's 2
and butter.
Yeah. I don't know. Their cheese might be cheaper.
Yeah. So $10 goes a lot farther in Canada. That's what I'm trying to say. You can buy all sorts of butter and cheese and syrup.
Stepher seems like a decent babysitter. Yeah, if you think about it, like babysitting per hour is probably more than $10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's $20.
Yeah, tip the babysitter.
You tip the babysitter?
Why are you tipping the babysitter?
I don't know. I mean, listen, hold on, slow down. I have not paid a babysitter, I think, in my life. So I thought you tip a babysitter, no?
No,
you don't tip the babysitter. It's a flat rate.
Everybody agrees beforehand.
You pay. Our deal is we like to overpay a little bit, which the neighborhood used to generally. The general population didn't like that because then it raises prices. But you need these girls who want to go out on Friday with their friends. You want them to be willing to be like, okay, no, I'd rather come babysit for that amount of money. Yeah. It's like $20 an hour. And that's generally pretty good. Plus we're usually hiring a niece or something. So it's
pretty good.
Yeah. So you're like there, That's
Yeah.
our good deed for our family.
Yeah. Doc says if the babysitter's a tipping ceremony, you have no choice.
You
Oh,
have no choice. I think it
guys,
depends.
I had forgotten about the tipping ceremony.
Oh,
I managed to
no.
clear
Oh, no.
away that memory. Then just mentioning it now really triggered something in me.
Yeah.
Let's not.
So hear me out.
Yeah.
Uber, but for babysitting, where you have a licensed person driving like a 15-passenger van that's also licensed in childcare, but basically you just put them in there and they drive them around.
Crank up the heat.
Crank up the heat and drive them around till they all fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then you can either choose to go on a timed drive where they fall asleep, or you can drop them off once they do fall asleep.
Not a terrible idea, but that's a stinky van. And the problem with that is you couldn't do more than one, because a crying baby will wake up all the other babies. Then you've just got a nightmare.
Not always. A lot of babies, once they're asleep, they are asleep.
We had different babies. So
Oh, okay.
I can tell you right now that some of my babies, no.
Okay.
Well,
I like the idea though,
can.
Tyson. I like the idea because I did have one kid that only slept while the car was moving, and so
Yeah.
this would actually be a service I'd be interested in.
Yes.
Waymo should look into it, because then it's just robots that are involved.
Oh, that's true. No,
Yeah.
not and then you need a key code or some type of thing.
Well,
to
you
get
can
the
watch them
world
on a
into it.
camera, right? Like a car cam.
Sure. Yeah.
and
Live
then
feed.
Just keep an eye on them as they drive around.
Maybe you could
Yeah.
just go around the block a million times.
Yeah.
This is where, I mean, this is just escalating the inevitability of robots as the children are just like, my mom was a Waymo. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Yeah. Which is good for us to stay existent as a species.
Yeah.
For us to consider robots as
Well, it's
our
important that
parents.
children become accustomed to their future overlords,
Yes,
so they'll be less likely to rebel
correct.
when
That's
the
what we need.
singularity occurs.
That's what they need.
Yeah.
So, okay.
All right. Let me ask Tyson about this story that involves the Texas Lottery Commission, because this was kind of a ingenious plan that forced the resignation of the chief executive director of the Texas Lottery Commission. Okay, so in 2023, a consortium, you know that they're up to evil purposes.
Consortium's
when
a
they
bad
form
word,
consortium.
Mhm.
Okay,
They wear robes and do chants and
Chance
stuff.
for sure.
Yeah.
so there were only 25.8 million possible ticket combinations for a Texas lottery, which was a $95 million jackpot. And
Okay.
so the consortium bought every possibility.
I love it.
And it was coined the biggest theft from the people of Texas in the history of Texas.
Okay.
Bold claim.
Yes. The group used official ticket printing terminals around the clock to buy all the tickets legally, but people did not like this.
So it was legal, but mean.
I
Is that
guess
what you're saying?
I guess there's no law that says you can't buy 25 million lottery tickets to cover every permutation of the lottery numbers. Nobody ever thought of that before.
No, they have. It's just
did?
very, very difficult to buy 25 million.
Well, that's another part of it,
Ticket.
right, Rob? That there was a member of the lottery committee who allowed it to happen. Isn't that kind of what this says?
Expand, Danny.
Well, it says the commission
Is
resigned.
it inside job?
It sounded like there was some hanky panky going on inside the lottery whatever association. It was kind of allowing this. I mean, to get in early, I guess, is possible. I don't know how lotteries work, but to be the first one at the ticket window and be like, I need $25.8 million of tickets. And then everyone behind you is like, oh, it just doesn't seem likely that that's what happened.
And you can't do that. So you'd have to select each number every single time you go through with a different variation each time.
Plus, they require cash at the big lotteries.
You can do debit cards.
Oh,
So, anyways,
Yeah, I think there's some suspicion, but I don't think there's necessarily a smoking gun as of this point.
Yeah. So the issue is that trying to buy 25 million lotto tickets, I don't even know. I can't even fathom in all my lotto playing years, how would you go about being able to buy that amount of tickets in that short amount of time to win that lottery? Secondly, the risk, there is still risk. If another number also matches that, now you're splitting. So there's a chance they could put $25 million in and it's a $95 million jackpot, but maybe there's a couple other winning tickets out there, and all of a sudden you're now not making a profit.
Yeah.
If
it's like very common numbers.
Well, no, it just like the lottery split a lot of times between like, there's 4 winning tickets, and then
they purchased every single ticket combo is what it says. And
they did but other people can get the same ticket combo.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They're still selling tickets.
Yeah.
In my mind, I was like, oh, they bought every single ticket, but there's no end to the tickets.
There's no end to the tickets.
Yeah, that's okay. That was the part I was.
Yeah. There's no end to the tickets, and you can have any combination. Anybody can have any combination. Rob and I could go buy lotto tickets today, and we could both say we just want random numbers.
Was this Charles Barkley?
And we could both have the same numbers on our ticket. And then if we won, we'd split that. We'd have to split with whoever else hit that as well. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, for anybody else that's thinking of doing this, you know,
the loophole has probably been closed. Probably.
It's just they make it hard to be able to buy 25 million tickets.
Yeah. And there were, this whole operation got conducted, and that's why they're like looking at some of the, who could have been sharp enough to put this all together.
So lottery drawings also generally happen twice a week. This I don't know what the Texas state one does, but that's the other thing. So if it happens twice a week and your plan now is to, from Tuesday, it didn't hit. So now it's 95 million. So Friday is the next drawing. So now you have like 3 days to buy 25 million tickets. I can't fathom. They don't make it easy. It's not like you can go in and be like 25 million tickets, poop them out. And I just want every single number.
Yeah. Can you imagine the guy at the gas station getting that order?
You couldn't even print them fast enough. You couldn't print 25 million. You
send your secretary down to collect them, so you don't have to sit there.
Yeah. Maybe somebody in the chat has a different way. Maybe on a mobile device or on a computer, it would be easier to set up somehow. But even still, I don't think that
some server farm.
Maybe.
Yeah, this is what Docs in the chat sent this story to me. They said that the previous commish had lent out about a dozen ticket printing terminals so they could print their own tickets.
Oh, come on. That's shady. Printing terminals.
Yeah.
Consortiums, printing terminals.
Yeah, they're talking about shutting down the lottery for good.
Yeah, gambling leads to nothing but winners and losers.
Mostly
losers. Cheats.
All right. How about this story about Danny? A hiker had to be rescued at Mount Fuji twice within 4 days after looking for their phone. They lost their phone. They had to get rescued, and then they went back to go look for it again.
Yeah, that sounds like the kind of person who will, throughout their entire life, continually be rescued.
Yep.
So
they lost their phone on April 22nd. They were climbing alone on Mount Fuji, and then had to be airlifted by helicopter after losing crampons.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had a friend.
So they lost their crampons on the mountain where they need them most. Lost their phone, got airlifted. Always an event that should shame you. Like, okay, that's enough.
Didn't
for
shame
me.
them at all because they went back 4 days later.
That's what I'm saying is they're unshameable. If you can't be shamed by an airlift, then I don't know what can shame you.
And so then this person and a 27-year-old then went back and then collapsed due to altitude sickness.
But did they get their phone? Do we know?
I don't believe so.
Oh, so no phone, altitude sickness, another air rescue. They'll never learn. Lost crampons. This person should not be on the mountains. So
should you only get rescued once, Danny?
Yeah, like you've punched your ticket.
Should that be the rule?
Now you're done. I don't. But the thing is, body recovery is probably a lot more work than pulling a living person off a mountain. So if you're a rescuer, you're like, I'll go again. Plus, if you're a rescuer, you're like, sweet, dude, I get to fly the helicopter again. I get to work the crane. That's probably fun.
Yeah. How about this? You get one free rescue.
Yeah, when you buy an iPhone, they should like sell like one free rescue.
With a satellite, like
yeah, you do buy like when you buy like a Garmin InReach, you can buy insurance. It's pretty cheap to get rescued and flown out and medevac and stuff. So hopefully that's what this person had. But my guess is that seeing that they're not great at planning ahead, they didn't have insurance. So now they must flee Japan.
They probably have to charge. Yeah, you probably get charged the bill for the rescue operation.
Yeah.
And then you send
from
it
another country. Once you get back to your own country, you could just laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Try to cross the Pacific.
Yeah. Give me the bill. I'll send you a check.
Hell, Klarna.
Yeah.
Klarna is going to come in very handy when you get the bill for the rescue.
Yeah. Klarna should get into the rescue business.
Or easy payments of $28,000.
Yeah. Rescue season's coming up too. So this is just like practice, good practice.
So just looking into it, seems like that you do get charged for the rescue if a private company was used, but I don't know in this particular instance if it was a private company.
Well, you want to use the private companies. They've got leather seating, sometimes heated seats in their helicopters. Wow. They've probably got like a nice spritz if you're overheated, maybe some nice cucumber water.
So then they rescue this guy the second time, and it's like, I left my wallet on the mountain. I got to go back.
Yeah, I would pay, and I would tip even, but I don't have my wallet. So,
yeah, I don't know where it is.
Do you tip your rescuers?
I think you just say thank you a bunch of times.
I feel like you should. Out of all the people you should tip, the guy who saved your life definitely deserves
What's a good tip for a rescuer?
10% of the total rescue, probably be like $2,000.
Wow.
I'm sure they'd appreciate that.
I mean,
but people who get rescued, they probably don't have, in a lot of cases, not very much money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hard to tip if you don't have that kind of cash on you.
Yeah. Who keeps any kind of cash on?
Yeah. Cause I don't think they give you the bill while they're being rescued.
You can't.
When I was in Europe, I tried to pay. I was going to pay with cash. Actually, I did pay with cash, but I was so uncertain that people still use cash that I was almost embarrassed. Like, do you guys take this stuff still? And the person looked like they didn't want to, but probably legally obligated to. So they did take the cash, but it feels like it's disappearing. Gross. Anyway.
Yeah. I think people will still take it, but if you try to like pay for something with cash and you expect like change back, people will be pretty annoyed.
Yeah. When I left France, I just put all my change on a counter. Didn't even look at it. I was like, I don't know.
You want to give somebody $40, that's great. But if you want to give somebody like $35 and expect $5 back, like
you're asking
what do you
too
want
much
from me? Yeah.
Open a till. When was the last time you heard a till open?
Ting.
Right? Yeah. Doesn't happen.
Okay.
Good old days.
Here's a story about a teacher who is in Ohio who got charged with trespassing after he tried to go to a student's home to discuss a homework assignment unannounced.
He was probably inspired by like Dead Poets Society or something. It's like, dude, I'm going to be that teacher.
I'm going to change your life right now.
For 100 years.
But
instead he ended up in jail. Yeah.
So is that the play now? Like if you're like in an inspirational adjacent profession to do something inspirational so that you can sell the rights to your story to Hollywood?
It's not bad.
It's a pretty good idea, actually. We should start doing heroic things just in the hopes to
It's hard to do heroic things.
Yeah, that's the one part.
Yeah, that's the downside.
Yeah. You got to find somebody who lost their phone on Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, somebody that like left a baby in an Uber.
Yeah, that dude, you could have done something heroic there.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a big problem with this story, by the way.
Yes.
Hilt allegedly followed a student school bus to her house to verify that she completed her homework assignment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
that's
everybody gets that kind of service.
also not inspirational. Like,
Yeah.
that can be done in class. This now has a very creepy vibe to it.
Mm.
Wow.
Is this the guy? Yeah.
This could also be a movie.
Yeah.
Like a horror movie. They always start out and you're just like, okay, something's off. And then like stakes out the school buses. That how many like my kid's school bus trough has like 10 school buses there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not even allowed to pull a vehicle in a school bus area.
Yeah.
I always pick up in the school bus area because no other cars are there.
I do too.
Right? It's the best place to do it.
Yeah.
Even, just be prepared to incur the wrath of the school bus drivers, though.
No, here's what I do. So I wait until the school bell has rang and then I leave my house knowing that the school buses will all already be in front of me. So I pull in behind the school buses. They're already all there.
Smart.
And then I just wait till they leave and grab my kids.
This guy pleaded not guilty.
Yeah. Here's a quick report on this story.
He looks like a real creep.
The family said he followed a student after school and showed up unannounced at her home. The teacher is now facing a charge of criminal trespassing. Bill Hilt teaches at Hull Prairie Intermediate, and today he pleaded not guilty at his arraignment. Police say last month he followed a student's bus home, reportedly to make sure she had completed a homework assignment. Her parents say they had no idea he'd be stopping by, and when they asked him why he was there, he said if all students completed the assignment, the class would get a pizza party. The superintendent says Hilt will remain on leave pending the outcome of the district's investigation.
Yeah.
Did
he go to anybody else's house?
Did he get the pizza party? Like he was like so hell bent on not paying for the pizza party that he was like, please, if there's one question. Yeah. So he was like, this is probably better. He's like, well, I never found out if she finished the assignment and I'm arrested. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there you go.
Well, somebody in the class is a narc and reported me. So I guess the pizza party is canceled.
Yeah, throw her under the bus.
Yeah. I throw her under the bus. I followed to her home.
If you find yourself following a school bus, you should really like maybe question your actions, especially if you don't have a kid on that bus.
Mm-hmm.
Just turn around.
Yeah.
There's no reason to follow that bus.
Mm-hmm. I would not be happy if a teacher showed up asking if
not at all.
One of my kids did the homework.
Why are you here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We saw one of my kids' teachers at Cheesecake Factory one time, and it was weird.
Yeah, it blows kids' minds that their teachers have lives outside of school.
Oh, my kids were convinced that the teachers lived
there.
School.
Yeah, totally. So they're like, what is this teacher doing out of like the school boundaries? That's not allowed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. We got a story out of the UK about a man who his car got stolen and then he inadvertently bought back his car at an auction, not realizing it was the same car that got stolen from him.
Did they soup it up?
This car's got everything I've ever wanted in a car.
Yeah. Man, this is just like my old one. It's like, everything.
This reminds me of my old car.
He sits down and he's like, dude, even the butt creases are almost identical to my butt.
Yeah, this is perfect. I don't have to wear the butt creases in at all.
Yeah. He paid £20,000 to buy back his own car that was stolen from him.
That's a pretty good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Thieves are laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah. But I don't think he bought it from the thieves.
Like probably bought it from like an auction or what? Police auction?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the seller claimed to have bought the car from a garage in Manchester and was unaware of the stolen status. So I think that the stealer sold the car to this garage, and then the person who had the car in the first place then bought it back.
What do you think he recognized first? Like a familiar dent, or he got in and he was like, the smell. I know this smell. Or like a stain on the seat. Yeah. It would just be interesting to be like, what was the first thing to lead him to believe that this car was his car?
Mm-hmm. Unclear.
Yeah, maybe
Unclear.
The VIN
VIN
number was
number.
really the thing
No,
that
no. I'm like,
really-
if you sat in your car, I would know pretty quickly because of certain things in my car. Like, this is my car. There's a dent on my side that immediately would identify it as my car.
Mhm.
So he should have like done a walk around
Yeah.
and driven in it.
I mean, I guess it was fine for him because he got insurance money from the stolen car that he used to buy his old car back. But I don't
Okay,
think
now
he
this is
knew-
starting to look scammy. Collect
How
the
much-
insurance, buy back the old car.
How much insurance money was it enough to cover the bill of the old new car?
I would say yes. Because they
Okay.
usually, at least here, they give you high book value for
Yeah,
your car.
yeah.
So
It's the
what a
only
lucky
fair
guy.
way.
Yeah.
Got the money, got the car back.
I think he kind of broke even.
Find a girl, probably.
Yeah,
Mhm.
probably.
Yeah.
Sick Honda he's got.
Dude, I bet he's
Custom
going to
emblem.
all the car shows.
Well, now he's famous too, so he's got that going for him. Like,
That's
hey,
right.
have
What's
you
he
seen me in the
famous for?
news?
The guy who bought his old stolen
Yeah.
car back?
Exactly. We're
This
talking
guy
about
loves
him.
Honda so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This isn't even that great of a car, but it's not
Mhm.
the worst car in the world.
Yeah. Docs, who sent this story, said that the car had some of his stuff in the trunk and his address was already programmed in the satellite
Oh, that's hilarious.
navigation.
That's really
See,
nice.
that's what I was asking about. What signs of him were still present in the car?
Like,
Stuff
this is
in the
amazing.
trunk. I had
What
a jacket just like
coincidence.
this.
Yeah. This guy used
Same
to live in
size.
my old home.
Yeah. This was the previous owner, but I've lived there for 10 years.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. And then this was a story that Doc specifically asked that to get Danny's Danny's
Oh, good,
response
because
to
I
the
saw
story.
this and I was stoked on this story.
Okay. A new way of cooking steak. Have you considered a dishwasher steak?
Oh, so succulent,
Mm-hmm.
so
that-
juicy.
Is that just like the cheaper way of doing a sous vide?
I guess
That's
so. Yeah.
that's what it says here. in
Just
this little
steam cooking
snippet.
it? Gross.
Mhm. A low temperature water bath.
Oh, all meat needs a water bath.
My friends have a steam oven and they are cooking steaks for like 3 hours at like 140 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And it was incredible.
Oh, it was good.
Oh, you
Super
loved it.
delicious. Yeah.
So that's probably what this is duplicating.
Super delicious.
Plus-
so you're washing your dishes at the same time? No, this is a prank, dude. Nobody's doing that.
No, as soon as this podcast is over, I'm ripping out my oven and
Yeah.
putting it
Mhm.
in an extra refrigerator, and I'm just gonna cook all my
Now,
meals. in my
is the steak
dishwasher.
in a bag or is it loose?
Oh, it better
Oh,
be.
yeah,
It better
that's what
be.
it is. That's what sous vide is. Yeah. It's in
Yeah.
a plastic bag.
You put it in a
okay.
vacuum sealed bag.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. That could be. Then you can probably cook it.
You know
in
what?
there.
I was wondering the other day what on
Dishwasher
earth,
gets hot.
what
So
on earth
hot.
takes place in a dishwasher. I know there's a video that shows exactly what happens,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as I'm concerned, what happens inside that box when I close the
Stays
lid?
inside that box.
It's like exactly it's like
no
Vegas,
one talks
right?
about. Yeah.
You don't talk about what happens in the dishwasher. You just assume that your dishes have been sanitized when you open it back up.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but
The thing too is that my dishwasher, if I turn the extra heat on,
Yeah.
it will melt all the plastic things in the
Sure.
dishwasher. So I don't even turn that on. So I can imagine
yeah,
that turning that on and cooking a steak, it's
cooking
gonna
a
come
leg
out.
of lamb.
Yeah. it's gonna be
What
fine.
setting do you do? Pots and pans, normal.
I usually do pots and pans for everything just to
For
get that
a
extra.
steak.
For a steak, you do the extra heat,
Mm-hmm.
the steam sanitation afterwards, and then probably pots and pans. How well done do you want it?
Yeah, but
Oh,
the thing
yeah,
is,
good
like,
point.
Tyson, you say about how it like melts like any plastic bowls. I'd be very worried about it melting the plastic bag.
Well, only on the lower tray does it melt because that's where
Yeah.
the heat comes from is the bottom. So if you put it on the upper, like where the cups are, then it's not going to melt.
Yeah, I love all the things that tell me they're not dishwasher safe, and it's just like, okay, challenge accepted.
Yeah, I
This
will
is
try
now
this.
going in there because you think I'm going to hand wash this. Either you can go through a dishwasher cycle or you can go into the garbage. Those are your two options
Yeah.
as dishware. So, yeah, I'd be willing to try this, but I can only
They
imagine
said
the
the
look
steak
on
came out
Chris's face.
perfect.
Yeah, it says no. It says turned out so damn good. That's more than perfect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is more than perfect. So damn good. Dude, you don't throw flagrant words like that around just flagrantly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like at the end of that old-timey movie where he says, I don't give a damn or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah. People cooking salmon in the dishwasher also.
I remember reading an article about cooking your Thanksgiving turkey on your engine during your drive to your in-laws. So
does that work? I guess so.
I never tried it. Can you imagine when the fire starts from all the grease dripping onto your engine block?
You know how good that would smell though on the whole drive.
Yeah. Everyone behind you on the highway was like, dude, what is that? That's delicious.
Yeah.
The flaming bird under the hood.
It's like, you can, as you're driving to grandma's house, you
Yeah,
can
cook
also
that
be
turkey.
cooking Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, and then she's got some steaks running in the dishwasher. I mean,
Yeah, everything's coming together.
Perfect.
Can you do vegetables in there?
why not?
No doubt.
Dude, why not? Cook some, why? Cook, I think you cook vegetables in your dryer, your clothing dryer, probably.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Danny, are you ready to take us to the bolt hole?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. Turn it to the pots and pans setting. We're going to Danny's bolt hole.
It's about to get hot.
Oh, yeah.
High pressure.
We're about to cook your meat.
Yes.
You know, sometimes I sit there in my quiet moments
Yes.
and I think about all the things that are passing through my body that I can't see. And occasionally I mention this, like Wi-Fi signals, light frequencies we can't see, radio, like it's all out there, right? Supposedly there's some shrimp that can interpret more light signals than, this is going to sound weird, than any other animal on Earth, right? They see more in terms of like what's going out there. Gamma rays, I don't know. But it's all out there, just passing through us endlessly.
What shrimp?
It's some kind of like, I want to say dynamite shrimp because I went to PFJ's last night.
Okay.
But there is a term for it. Look it up in your own time, and then
General
probably find out
Chow's?
that I was wrong.
General
I had
Chow's.
dynamite shrimp.
Okay.
But that's not the shrimp they can see all these different colors.
Yeah.
And like light frequencies and stuff. But someone claims to have found a new color. I don't know if you guys saw this about this group of people who have claimed to have discovered and seen a new color for themselves. And then it blew their mind. It was life altering.
Wait a second, guys. In the chat, somebody said it's pistol shrimp. Somebody else
said that's it.
Somebody else said popcorn shrimp, and then somebody else said deadlift shrimp.
No, it was the first one.
Okay.
Pistol shrimp.
Pistol shrimp. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you to that person.
They can see colors. That was TKMG's.
So the scientists have unveiled a new color called OLO, O-L-O, right? It's only been seen by 5 very lucky people who are willing to have lasers blasted into their eyes.
Okay.
And by doing so have unlocked what the cynical scientists are saying is just a different kind of green. But here they are. This is a color that probably exists. You know, we just don't have the ability to interpret the signal or frequency or whatever. It's out there pounding us. Now, only 5 people. That's only 5 people. Is that a consortium of people have seen the new color, OLO?
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. It would be mind blowing to see a new color, kind of like those commercials when you
would it be mind blowing?
Because only if the color was mind blowing. This one doesn't sound that mind blowing.
Go out and buy an 8-pack of Crayolas, then go buy the 16-pack, then go buy the 32-pack, then go buy the 64-pack, then go buy the 128-pack.
And do what?
You
Each
look
time
at them.
your mind
Each time there's new colors in there that you never knew existed, and they're just slight variations of the color before.
Well, it just goes to what I was saying before. There's
Lake red, Danny. That's not like that's a different red than regular red.
Yeah, it's not going to blow your mind because only 5 people, Tyson, have seen this color. Hundreds, thousands, millions have seen all those Crayola colors.
How can they guarantee that only 5 people have seen it? Maybe I've seen it in the spectrum somewhere and I didn't even realize.
There's a lot of skeptics who say that, you haven't really done anything. But what they did is they used lasers to specifically activate either cones or rods. This is my knowledge of eyes.
Cones and rods.
In such a combination that it's not possible to have that happen in the natural world. when you're a human out wandering around day to day. It's kind of like they poked all the right buttons and unlocked a next level of color.
You know, I'm not interested in pointing lasers at my
No,
eyes just
it's
to
not
see a
worth
new
it.
color.
Yeah.
Because I was told every time I got a laser pointer, don't point that in people's eyes. And now they're like, you want to see next level color?
Yeah, you have to.
Let's shoot these lasers right into your
YOLO, OLO. That's why they call it that.
And it is like green.
Only live once.
And it's like the Emperor's new clothes, dude. These guys, all five of them are sitting there. They laser everybody, and they're like, "Wait till you see the color; it's gonna change your life."
It was worth going blind in my right eye.
Yeah, and
They do
everybody's
say, like the Atlantic calls the thing a profound experience of seeing a new color.
Yeah.
Profound.
and they're all there s-ing each other's D's, hyping each other up to
All these
be-
five
Did you
guys.
see it?
So
Yeah.
smug.
Oh
They're so
my
smug.
gosh. Yeah, they're so smug, dude. Did you see it? It was amazing. Wasn't it life altering? It altered my life too. Yeah. We're all, man, I can't even believe that a color could do that, but a color has.
When
done
they
that.
show up at the same party together.
Oh my gosh. It's just
my
like
God.
so
Conversations
much.
all about Olo and lasers blasting your eye. And just
Yeah.
everyone else is like, dude, those five people suck so bad.
Yeah.
Don't invite them over to any more scientist parties.
Yes.
They're the worst.
All right, let's work on putting together our thumbnail for this week's episode.
I just want to see the color Olo.
I know. See, Tyson?
Okay.
It's
Ask
all-
AI to show us what the color Olo looks like.
Okay. Show us an image of the color Olo. Okay. Let's see what
Yeah.
happens.
People in the chat saying the twist is after the laser. Olo is the only color you see. The last thing they
Everything's
saw.
Olo from now here on
Everything's
out.
Olo.
How about
That's very profound.
Fire Festival? Okay.
Yeah.
Uber, Fire Festival, Disney, Olo,
I think we stumped
Lottery.
it. Yeah.
What else do we have? Fuji, Mount Fuji,
Mhm.
Rescue.
Yes.
No, I'm just throwing everything out. Now we have to combine them into
Yeah.
something that AI can twist.
I mean, I want to see if it shows us Olo, because if our minds are just blown all the way to smithereens, this
Tyson,
may
you
be.
can't see Olo without the accurate lasers poking the correct sensor
the
receptors.
correct
of
rods
your eye.
and
The
rods and
cones.
cones.
Yeah, you have to poke the right cone at the right
Yeah.
time
All
to
right.
get Olo.
Tyson, prepare to have your
I don't know if
mind
I'm ready.
blown.
I don't know if I'm ready. Holy shit.
Olo.
God.
It looks like sea foam or whatever.
No, don't minimize it, dude. This is life changing.
This can't be Olo.
This
I
is
don't
the-
have any lasers.
This
Mhm.
is there's now eight people who have seen Olo with their naked eyes.
What about
This
the
is
chat,
insane.
Tyson?
And the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is insane, dude. This is crazy. This color is nuts. Oh
I'll
my
never-
gosh.
And it's like before I saw that color, I didn't even know what the purpose of life was.
I didn't know what the purpose of colors were.
Yeah. So
It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Bennington next year, Olo will be the color.
Yeah. Olo for everything.
Let's do a guy on Mount Fuji
Yeah.
being airlifted by a helicopter.
Should a guy be being airlifted out of the Fyre Festival?
Yeah, out of the Fire Festival on Mount Fuji.
with a sleeping baby in the back of the helicopter.
Yes. And the sky, the color of Olo.
It takes place on Mount Fuji with a baby in the back of the helicopter.
And if this doesn't work out, we should do cooking a steak in your dishwasher.
That'll work out.
Okay, Danny, what's coming up for you?
Well, I'm like Tyson this week. Liz is gone. So it's all me doing everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where'd
Guess
Liz
what?
go?
Guess what?
You get
Liz,
to
if you're listening to this, hopefully you didn't make it this
you
far in
get
the
a
podcast.
6-hour adventure.
Kids are showing up at school on time every morning.
Wow. Did she
So-
doubt you, or does she not get them there? on
No,
time
she
every
doesn't
morning?
get them there on time.
Shots fired.
She's too nice. That's the thing. Liz is too nice. She is
Yeah, I've
always
said that about her for a long time.
like trying to accommodate the kids and their crazy needs right as they're
Mhm.
trying to go out the door. Dad, me, I'm just like, no, get in the car. Like,
Yeah.
no. I told them
Mhm.
all before Liz left, I said, let it be known I won't be making anyone a lunch. You will eat what they have at school. I will not be making you lunch. Guess what? They don't even bring it up in the morning
Mhm.
or yell at me. Just like,
Yeah.
no, that's what we're doing. So
Wow.
Yeah, so far 2 mornings in a row.
Danny, you're
3 days
killing it.
total. I'm killing it.
Yeah, you are killing it. Good job, Danny. That's really good.
Yeah.
I get my kids to school on time, but only because Rachel does the prep work. Do you think that school lunches are healthy?
No, I don't think they're healthy, but for a week,
It's
I think they'll
fine.
manage.
That's
They'll be
fine.
okay.
You're right.
I am always perplexed why the school cafeterias smell exactly the same as they did 45 years ago.
Hmm.
Nothing
Serving the
has
same food.
changed.
Yeah.
It's really gross. And I do feel bad for my kids, but I also don't want to make any lunches.
Yeah,
so.
not that bad. We
Yeah,
should
if I was
go to
doing
lunch
this
somewhere
long
nice
term.
after this.
Yeah. If I was doing it long term, I might make them lunches. But I've got that going on. I've got a video coming out on Sunday.
Yeah.
Mediocre amateur. And then I'm just raking in the dollar bills with my hot
Ooh,
album.
It's so
Yeah.
sick.
Good beta, dude. Is gonna pay for a vacation home
Yeah.
somewhere. Cheap.
Is good beta? Is that the music you use on all your new videos?
I put it on there sometimes. I'm like, that sucks. And I take it off.
Wow.
Yeah, because there's like a vibe to a video, and I don't just like throw whatever like some of these TikTok videos do.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to match the vibe with the song.
Okay.
So I love my own music, but sometimes no. Rob, you got something?
I got an image to show you. Okay. All right. What do you think about
He's
our
happy.
guy
He looks pretty happy.
Oh, that's
being
the Fyre
airlifted
Festival.
out of Fyre Festival
Yes.
at Mount Fuji with a
With a
baby in the
sleeping
back of the
baby in the back.
helicopter?
Yeah. I mean,
Is that Billy McFarland right there in the
eh,
rescue thing?
could be. And also,
Mhm.
I don't know if you noticed the color of the sky, but it's changing my life as we speak.
Yeah, and the sky is
Yeah.
Olo. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like this. This is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
So,
good. Yeah. Let's
yeah.
use it.
There you go. Good job.
Good
All right.
job.
Tyson, what's coming up for you?
Nothing this week, but next week is the busy week. So
Mhm.
this
Oh,
week,
good.
this week just the same old, doing some podcasts, hanging out, drinking coffees.
How much coffee?
I had 2 decafs today.
So when I was in France, we
Uh-huh.
all agreed we'd wake up at 7:30, but the younger person in the house, he would wake up at 5, and I could hear the coffee machine running. And by the time I got up, he had had 4 coffees almost every morning. Is that a lot?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a lot, but it's manageable.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like I mean, it's probably the equivalent of like 2 Mountain Dews.
Yeah, I would say if we could compare it to like bangs. Like
Yeah.
a bang and a half.
Yeah.
I get it.
I know Danny's measurements are in
Mhm.
bangs.
Yeah.
So
Bang energy drink.
Bang
Yeah.
energy
Oh my
drink.
gosh, those
Yeah.
things will kill you.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
you, Rob? What are you up to?
Yeah. Can I tell a story that
I think
Yes,
there was
please.
there was a person like a technician here who
Mhm.
was at my house recently, and he was like talking about like he was talking with my wife, and then he got into like talking about how like every day he swears by Bang,
A
and
drink?
I thought it was a little inappropriate that he kept talking. Yeah, he kept talking about how he has he always has to have a Bang. He's talking about
just the way it sounds, bang.
yeah,
as in,
I didn't care for it. I have to be
Yeah.
honest.
Well,
Was
the
he
drinks
doing
you
it
wouldn't
as a
care for
joke?
either.
I don't think so, but I don't know. Like, was this like
Like the pineapple of
well, because you get sexual innuendo, guys.
yeah,
that
I
just
felt it
think
was
they're
maybe
so
that there was
funny.
like a tad of innuendo.
Yeah.
It
and-
wasn't laced with innuendo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
You just
Like,
pretend
I
like
think
you
you could have
have.
said energy drink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just pretend like you have no idea that he's making the innuendo. That's how I usually.
Yeah,
Bang,
it's like subliminally.
Bang
Yeah.
comes with 50 milligrams of innuendo. you look
Yeah.
at the back. It-
Yeah.
So,
You don't need to tell my wife about how you enjoy a Bang daily.
A good cold bang in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She should try it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well-
Don't give her any ideas.
Yeah.
We got lives to live out here.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So, why did you hire this technician?
his love of Bang is what drew them together.
Yeah, the look.
Is
We
that a
don't
lot
need to
of bang
explore that.
for him?
Right. I didn't appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I also, could see that.
But if you have to choose between a Monster Energy drink, bro, or a Bang, bro, Who do you go with?
Monster, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you also are hiring someone to come do any work on your house, you have to expect them to bring innuendo with them.
Is that what they do?
In the industry. That's the industry,
Yeah.
buddy. And
That's
if
why they
you-
tried to pass that law. Remember that
Mhm.
job?
where you had to be able to give 15 okay innuendos over the course of an hour while in just casual conversation. That's how you. That's
yeah,
the
like 50 years
final-
ago, you would train as an electrician to learn how to do the business, but also how to whistle and make cat calls. I feel like that was part of the job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's-
it is.
it's
Okay.
just what you get.
All right.
You didn't tell us what you're up to.
Yeah, not too much. Nothing too exciting, but just podcasting away over here.
Good. You have
Yeah.
to.
Got
Building that
to.
empire.
What else would I do?
Yeah. Maintaining the empire.
Maintain.
Yeah.
Right?
Maintain. That's right. All right. Well, sounds like we did it. Anything else, Rob?
No, I think that's it. So thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
We did it, guys.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.